So we do put our empty Kraken bottles to good use. Bit of a quandary here. Up on the upper deck, our starboard gauge is showing just over quarter full, and our port gauge is showing just under half full. But on the lower deck, if I switch over to right tank, starboard, we're showing slightly above half full, and on the port tank we're showing just slightly under 3/4 full. So which is correct? Only way to test is go to the tank.
Right, so now the bed is stripped. Next comes the escape hatch, or Kit's playground, new playground, and here she comes. Speak of the devil, and where is she? She's there, look, sticking her head round the steps. So in there is one of our fuel tanks, just there. And like I said, there goes Kit.
Just remember, she's down here.
She's never ending. That's the inspection hatch that has caused us lots and lots of trouble because they used the wrong glue or whatever. What is it?
Well, they didn't put a gasket on it. I ended up putting a neoprene gasket on, which is in very good condition. It's all sealed, it's nice, there's no sign of any leakage, which is good. So what I'm going to do is take the sender unit out and use old technology. I've got a paddle.
Paddle?
And I'll use that to dip.
Right, and that's it, unfastened and coming out. And I bet anything he hasn't got a cloth. Of course not. How silly of me, Janet. David never is prepared with everything. Next problem is the R too big for our depth? Oh no, he's wangled it.
So we're going to use a handle of a brush. Just dip that into the tank. Now I know the tank measures 17 inches in depth. Just shine a bit of light on here where there's a line there. So the line is just there. You can just see it, or I can, you won't on film. If I measure that now, and that measures just short of 8.5 inches. So that says we are half full. What I'm going to do is
What David hasn't told you is this is his third attempt of trying to dip it. We said we was going to use the R, we did, but because it's varnished, he couldn't see where the fuel was. He used his tape measure because it's stiff, and again, he couldn't see where the fuel was. And the only other thing we've got that's big handled is my sweeping brush. So, hey presto, the females win again.
And while we're here, I'll just check the steering pressure, our hydraulics, and there's plenty of pressure on there. Well, today, not doing what I planned. I'm actually in the forward heads. Reason is, when I press to flush, we just get a click. The motor's stuck. Now, there is normally a rule on a boat: the person that breaks the toilet fixes it. I didn't break it, but I'm having to fix it. Not a good job. And it happens to be our elegant sea head electric one that has bust. So what I'm going to do is just disconnect it from the floor, try and move it forward and take the back plate off. Behind the back plate is an impeller. I hope if I can take the impeller off I can get the motor to turn.
Right, David's got the toilet out and
This is
he has found a little leak.
This is the macerator unit, and this was stuck, so I'm going to have to disconnect this pipe because we've also got a leak there, which has got effluent in it. Then I can work on stripping this piece off here off the macerator unit just to see what's blocking us up. But I can already see limescale in the bottom of this piece here, so yeah, pleasant job. You could say this is the glamorous side of sailing. So they're the parts we've cleaned so far. We are going to fit a new piece of sanitary hose because the main outlet from the head itself is caked up with limescale and calcium, so rather than try and clean that, I've just bought a new length. So after a few hours work, we're putting the unit back together. So that's the pump, etc., back in underneath the loo, new piping, all ready to go. It's been one of them jobs. Stand by. One working loo. We took a little bit of time out from working on the boat and went down to our daughters to help with the house, painting the walls. We also had a visit from the mother-in-law, the matriarch. So today is a job that I should have done last week, but we got into toilet issues. Today we've got to do the exhaust pipe on the diesel heater. We're just preparing for the winter, believe it or not. Just need to make sure that the exhaust pipe is in good condition. I noticed last year that we were getting corrosion on it, and that I did actually have to replace a short section. So what we decided to do is replace the whole exhaust pipe. Problem with that is it's difficult to get to. So our diesel heater is located at the front of the engine bay, which is a great place for it, and the exhaust pipe runs down underneath the waste pipe here, behind those waste pipes over there, and out to the hull, where it ports out the hull side, and I need to get right up to the hull side because it's that section just covered in the heat-proof material that we need to really get at, because that's the oldest section. We put a new piece in around here, but I'm going to take the whole lot out, including the not to use indoors silencer, although that's been plugged to stop any leaks, but we'll take that off as well. Okay, so we've got the diesel heater out, and that gives me acres of room to get through over that waste pipe there and through and up to disconnect the exhaust from up there, and that's where I might have a little bit more fun because I guess that'll be well corroded. And this is my new exhaust pipe. Big box for lightweight pipe. I've got 2 meters of stainless steel pipe, so should have plenty there. So I've got the old exhaust out, and the reason I want to change it is whoa, it's broken there, actually fractured inside the heat-proof covering, and as soon as I got hold of it, this just sheared straight off. So this is a death trap. It is critical on any exhaust system that there are no leaks. So that just goes to show you must keep a good eye on your exhaust pipes. CO is a killer. Now we have CO detectors, and we have one just above where the exhaust outlet is and where the exhaust pipe runs it through the engine bay, and it's never gone off. And the other thing to do whilst you've got your diesel heater out is take it apart and just give it a quick clean, especially when you've got pets. That's the it's drawn in all of this hair and dust, and it just blocks the heat exchanger and reduces its efficiency, so we may as well get all that cleaned as well. Right, we've got the heater exhaust back onto the outlet, and tightened up the outlet through the hull, the through hull bit, and now coming back to just fit the heater back onto its bracket. I'll refasten that because that was loose as well. And there we are, that's the heater running again. It's hot today, so I'm going to turn it off. It's a bit busier in the pen. Got the Zippy 2 and Precision 1 behind us. Well, it's a beautiful morning out here. We're just on our way down to Spurn, anchor off for the day and possibly overnight. A little bit misty this morning, the sun hasn't got out to burn off, but it's promising to be a beautiful day. So we're just approaching Spurn. I'm going to try and find our usual spot. And there we are, we're now set about in our normal spot with the two towers. We've got the lifeboat station and pier just there, and as you can see under there, the lifeboat is just moving back to his station. And we're joined by two of the yachts. One yacht was already in, another one's just followed us, and we've got the Zippy 2 from Hull Marina somewhere behind us. Might be a few hours before they get here. We're on terra firma, just come ashore, rowed ashore, and way off in the distance, a little white speck, is Ava. On days like this you could be in the Med. Just look at that. Blue seas, blue skies, clean sands, boats in the background anchored, not bobbing around and not being bashed about. Well, we're having a trek across the point and through the bushes. We're still going, working our way through. So we're just walking along the edge here, and there's a tunnel. Wish we'd have known that. That's down. And then into the tunnel. Oh, and it's right, we can get through and out the other side. So I would guess these were from military and gun emplacements, some rusty old track. And here we are on the wild side of Spurn Head. Just for scale, look how big the boiler is. Not the old boiler, the old boiler. So out in the haze we've got a ship moored to the Tetney monobuoy offloading oil. As we come around here, we've got binks number 3, and these are the binks. This is the area at high tide you do not want to cross. And following on, looking north, up past the lighthouse. This could be like the surface of Mars. There is life on Mars in the form of crickets. So the seal's just on the sand just in front of us. We'll leave him in peace Let him just bask on the sands. There they go. The porpoises, yes, they're the porpoises.
Only tiny.
Yeah, they're the Humber porpoises. We're getting strifed. Don't know whether we'll pick this up, but it'll certainly get the noise. So we had intended staying at Spurn overnight, but the winds got up down there and it was starting to get a little bit bouncy, and it didn't look like it was going to settle down for tomorrow. Plus the mist is dropping in and we'd have had a misty start, so we decided let's just head back home for now. Beautiful evening though, but boy, have we just been strifed. We were 3 times, 4 times we've had typhoons coming across over us on sounds like full afterburn. So while at anchor yesterday we had some issues. Our anchor chain had sort of knotted itself up, so we couldn't get our full scope out that I really wanted. We got probably about 3/4 of where I wanted to be, which wasn't a big problem really. Might have been if we'd stayed overnight, but we lifted because the wind had got up and it was just threatening to be a bouncy night. What I've also done whilst I've been untangling the chain from inside the chain locker, pulled it all out, got a small amount back, and then this section here for about 1 metre painted in white. That's the end of chain, so as soon as I see that coming out, that's the full end that I want to let out. So I'm just waiting for the paint to dry. I do like hot sunny days waiting for paint to dry.